Good Saturday morning, everyone. Welcome back to Weather with Sim again. I hope you guys are all having a great day so far. And in today's weather forecast, we're going to be going over your guys' second preliminary winter forecast of 2024 to 2025. And I did change a few things to this, so I still want you guys to be taking this with a grain of salt. And the reason why I wasn't able to do a few videos this week is because this did take quite a while to make. This costs a lot of money, like I said, and this also did take a few days to make. So I hope you guys are subscribing to my YouTube channel because of that, which I'm very glad you guys are getting me closer to 350 subscribers. But our goal is to get up to 500 subscribers before fall, so make sure to subscribe to my YouTube channel if you haven't already, and we will go ahead and first start out on your winter forecast. So let's go ahead and start out with those temperatures. And as you guys can see, for the winter of 2024 to 2025, we do expect below average temperatures really anywhere in this teal color that you see. This pretty much indicates, a slight chance of below average temperatures heading from the northwest all the way down into the central plains, and then and as well as the Tennessee River valleys heading into the Carolinas. So we could see some slightly below average temperatures at times throughout the winter in that area, but the area that we are most concerned about is this area just to the north of that light blue color. This is where we expect there to be below to even well below average temperatures. Okay, this includes parts of the Rocky Mountains, into the northern plains, back into the Midwest, Great Lakes, Ohio River Valley, into the Mid-Atlantic, and as well as into the Northeast will definitely be the area to be watching the closest, as we will likely be seeing that area get a lot of rounds of below average temperatures. Now, this doesn't mean everyone is going to be seeing below average temperatures at the same time. There will just be times where we see below average temperatures up here. There will be times where we see below average temperatures down here. So it just really depends on your location, but you can definitely expect below to well below average temperatures sometime during the winter if you live in any of this dark blue color. And then back down here towards the southern United States, we do expect there to be above average temperatures. Now, we aren't confident enough to add a second layer on there because we kind of are uncertain whether we'll be seeing warm or cold air around, because sometimes this cold air really does make it down there towards the southern United States during the winter. But from what we know so far, it does look like we could definitely be seeing some above average temperatures from California into Arizona, southern New Mexico, into central and southern Texas, into Louisiana, southern Arkansas, central and southern Mississippi, central and southern Alabama, into all Florida, central and southern Georgia, and as well as the Carolinas will definitely be the area to watch for slightly above average temperatures, as this jet stream will likely keep that warm air from getting up to the north. So warm air from the Gulf of Mexico and warm air from the Pacific Ocean during the winter will definitely make a lot of these areas across the southern United States very warm. Now, let's look at your precipitation forecast for the winter, okay? And as you guys can see, we do expect a couple areas of above average precipitation. One of them, which is the northwest, we do expect there to be above average precipitation across the northwest, which does include Washington, Oregon, Idaho, heading into Montana. That's because the jet stream will pretty much be like this, and that's also the reason why we do expect above average precipitation across the upper Midwest, Great Lakes, Ohio Valley, into parts of the Mid-Atlantic, and as well as into a little bit there of the Northeast. So we definitely got to be watching mainly the Great Lakes and Ohio Valley for the most above average precipitation, but like I said, even the upper Midwest and parts of New England could even get on some above average precipitation too as well. And again, that's because this jet stream will pretty much be dipping like that, so it will pretty much be heading southeast and then going northeast. So it will pretty much be heading like this like I said, so we definitely got to be watching for that type of setup as we do head into the winter. And then down here across the southern United States, not only will we be seeing slightly above average temperatures, but we will also likely be seeing below average precipitation across this area. So pretty much all areas are expected to see slightly above average temperatures. We'll likely see above or below average precipitation too as well. So do expect it to be dry in any of these areas shaded in yellow. So we definitely got to be watching down here across the southern United States closely for maybe some isolated droughts. I don't think it will be dry all winter, but it will definitely be somewhat dry, and that's the reason why we don't have a second layer on there, is because we're also not too confident on if we're going to be seeing below average precipitation or not, because this jet stream could very well shift and bring some of these areas some precipitation, but I do think it will be below overall. Now let's look at your total snowfall. Okay, we haven't took a look at this during our last winter forecast, and so since we are getting closer, we are getting a little bit more certain on which areas will be seeing snowfall this winter. So I definitely hope you guys are getting ready for winter, because a lot of areas are expected to pick up quite a bit of snowfall this winter. So let's start down here with this gray color. I'm sorry that my computer's a little bit skippy today, but let's start down here with the gray color. And as you guys can see, some areas could see around a half an inch, but we do expect that to be less. So pretty much a half an inch of snow or less is what you can expect across parts of the southern Rockies, into parts of the central and southern plains, and as well as into Dixie Alley area. So we could definitely be seeing, around a half an inch, like I said, but we do expect that to be less than a half an inch in most areas. So we are going to be keeping an eye on it for you guys, just in case we do see a little bit of snowfall down here, but overall not really looking like a concern at all. Now, a little bit far to the north, we got this yellow color, as you guys can see, including parts of North Carolina, into Tennessee, central Arkansas, into southern Oklahoma, the panhandle of Texas, into central and a little bit there of northern Arizona and New Mexico, and as well as into those lower areas in California, will definitely be at risk for anywhere from 1 to 5 inches of snowfall this winter. So we definitely got to be watching those areas a little bit more closely for the potential of 1 to 5 inches of snowfall in those areas. And then a little bit far to the north, we got this orange color. It isn't very big, but places like central California in the lower elevations, back into southern Nevada, into southern and northern Arizona, and back into northern New Mexico, into northern Oklahoma, into northern Arkansas, and as well as southern Missouri, into southern Kentucky, into northern Tennessee, and then as well as into southern Virginia, will all be at risk for 6 to 12 inches. And I didn't mean southern Arizona also, I meant to say southern Utah. So southern Utah is also going to be at risk for 6 to 12 inches of snowfall this winter, unfortunately. So we definitely got to be watching this area pretty closely, as we could be seeing maybe a few snowstorms around. But where it starts to get like, a pretty stormy with how much snowfall we could see, we do expect there to be a lot of snowfall already in this red color. Okay, so places like central California, central Arizona, parts of southern Utah, southern Colorado, southern Kansas, southern Missouri, southern Illinois, southern Indiana, northern Kentucky, southern Ohio, into West Virginia, northern Virginia, and as well as Maryland, will likely see anywhere from 16 to 24 inches of snowfall, which is well above average for a lot of these areas. Okay, and the reason why is because, like I said, this jet stream is likely going to be dipping kind of like this. So that's the reason why the whole area shaded in this red color, like I said, will likely be in for a lot of the storms to be coming. So we definitely got to be watching for a lot of snowstorms in this area, and we will be showing you guys that on my my overall winter forecast when we get there. But a little bit farther to the north, so places like Northern California, Northern Nevada, Northern Utah, a little bit there, southern Wyoming, into Northern Colorado, southern Nebraska, Northern Kansas, into Northern Missouri, southern Iowa, Central Illinois, Central Indiana, into Central Ohio, southern Pennsylvania, and as well as New Jersey will all be at risk for anywhere from 32 to even as much as 40 inches of snowfall. And the reason why we think these areas will see a lot more snowfall is because they'll be closer to that colder air, plus they'll even, plus some of these areas will even be in the part where it tries to get down like that and then heads back up to the north. So definitely be paying attention extremely closely if you do live in this pink shaded color that you see right there. So definitely got to be watching extremely closely in those areas, like I said. And then a little bit far to the north, we got another, pink color, pinkish, maybe a little purplish color right here. That does include southern Oregon, Northern California, Northern Nevada, into southern Idaho, pretty good portion there of central Wyoming, into Nebraska, Iowa, into northern Illinois, southern Wisconsin, southern Michigan, into northern Indiana, northern Ohio, northern Pennsylvania, and as well as into southern New York, and as well as the Massachusetts, Connecticut, and Rhode Island regions will definitely be at risk for a much more, snowfall this winter, as we could be seeing anywhere from 32 to even as much as 40 inches of snowfall this winter. And again, that's because these areas will be closer to that colder air, and you guys will even be a little bit farther to the north, which is likely where this jet stream will be at times. So you guys definitely got to be paying attention extremely closely this winter if you guys do live in any of those areas, pretty much in this pinkish color that you see right there, just north of this purple color pretty much. So definitely be paying attention there. And then we got another red color, a little bit more of a maroon color, but pretty much for areas in northern Oregon, back into central Idaho, northern Wyoming, southern Montana, back into southern South Dakota, southern Minnesota, into northern Iowa, into central Wisconsin, central Michigan, and as well as into New York, and as well as central Vermont and New Hampshire will definitely be an area to watch, anywhere from 45 to 55 inches of snowfall, because we definitely will be even closer to where that cold air will be surging in. And again, you guys will also be closer to that jet stream, where it could very well be certain times this winter. And during some of the La Nina winter, you guys definitely have gotten that much of snowfall before, so that's the reason why I did put that on there, is because I do think there will be the potential for much higher snowfall amounts this winter. And then the most extreme snowfall that we can expect this winter is pretty much for Washington, northern Idaho, into northern and central Montana, northern South Dakota, and as well as North Dakota. We also do expect that for Minnesota, into northern Wisconsin, the UP of Michigan, extreme northern pretty much the second part of Michigan right there, so pretty much the northern part of Michigan, and then as well as places like Maine will definitely be at risk for one of the most extreme snowfall areas. And I'm very sorry my computer's skippy today. Like I said, I wasn't expecting it to be like this, but I can't really do anything about it. But again, like I said, we do expect anywhere from 60 to 80 inches of snowfall pretty much across all of these northern states right here that you see in this purple color. So definitely get ready for that. And then the last thing is pretty much for elevation. So any place higher than 10,000 feet will likely see over 100 inches of snowfall this winter, including the Sierra Nevadas, because there has been a lot of snowstorms during the past couple of years. Like last year during the Sierra Nevadas, you guys have picked up pretty much, over 5 feet of snow, which it pretty much buries signs completely, buried houses completely. Like 9 inches of snowfall is definitely equal to around, maybe even as much as 70 inches of snowfall right there. So it will be very easy for you guys to pick up over 100 inches of snowfall in the Sierra Nevadas. As you guys could see, several blizzards, several winter storms. So just a lot of those areas will definitely be an area to keep an eye on. You guys in the Cascade Mountains might even see more snow than the Sierra Nevadas, as you guys will be closer to where that jet stream will be. So I do want you guys in the Cascade Mountains to be a little bit more on high alert, as again, you guys will be much closer to that jet stream as it does dip farther down to the south. And then elsewhere like Utah, Wyoming, Idaho, Montana, Colorado, Nevada, and even a little bit lower elevations in California, could see as much as 100 inches in some areas. It would be very isolated though, because there aren't a ton of areas that go well over 10,000 feet in a lot of these areas, but we will still be watching very closely just in case we do see some surprises right there. So that's also the reason why we could be seeing over 100 inches of snowfall, is because some snow surprises will also be possible. Now let's go over your overall winter forecast of 2024 to 2025. And so let's start off with the southern United States, and we will work our way up. So starting with the southern United States, warm and dry. So like I said, during those temperatures and precipitation outlook, these same areas look to be staying warm and dry throughout the winter. So we definitely will be seeing a warm and dry winter overall across the southern United States. We are getting a little bit more confident about that. So that's the reason why I decided to put, dry and warm on there. So we definitely got to be watching this area across the southern United States extremely closely. So make sure to, at least have fun out there. It will be nice down there, as it will be a little bit more warm than usual. So you guys will be seeing like 70s, 60s. So those type of temperatures will definitely feel amazing. So I hope you guys down here will be enjoying a mild, warm winter. And then a little bit further to the north, let's look at this orange color right here that you see. We do expect there to be a warm and mild winter. I don't think it will be as dry in this area, especially because you guys will be a little bit closer to where this jet stream kind of dips down like that. But overall, it will be, at least a little bit dry, warm, and as well as mild in this area. So that will be for places like Southern California, not the very southern part of California, but a portion there of Southern California, into Southern Nevada, Northern Arizona, and as well as Northern New Mexico will be an area to watch extremely closely for maybe a more mild winter, like I said. So we definitely got to be watching that area. And then a little bit farther to the east, like I said, we're pretty much going to be going from the southern United States and working our way up. We do expect this to be the winter battle zone, okay? We decided to shift this a little bit far down to the south because we do expect that cold air to surge into, all areas as far down south as Tennessee. So that's the reason why we expect the winter battle zone to be a little bit far down to the south this winter. So this is where we could be, seeing several dry periods. We could also be seeing, a lot of snowfall at times. We could be seeing rain. We just don't know which areas we'll see, which of which. You guys will just be at risk for all types of precipitation, including some dry and wet periods at times. But overall, some of these areas will likely, be drier than normal, while some of them might see slightly above average precipitation. So it really just depends on your location in this pink color. But places like eastern New Mexico into northern Texas, back into southern Oklahoma, Arkansas, northern Louisiana, into parts of Mississippi, southern Tennessee, northern Alabama, northern Georgia, and as well as the Carolinas, again, will be in the battle zone this winter. And again, it does remain uncertain on which areas we'll see which, of which. But like I said, all you guys is in this pink color will likely be at risk for all types of precipitation, including some dry and wet periods at times. So definitely be on high alert for everything that you can think of. Now, a little bit far to the north, we do expect this, blue area to get a little bit more on the action this winter. So places like like Virginia into West Virginia, back into northern Tennessee, Kentucky, southern Ohio, southern Illinois, southern Indiana, back into southern central Missouri, into Kansas, southern Colorado, southern Utah, into central Nevada, and as well as central California in the lower elevations. Like I said, the higher elevations can expect a lot more snow, but pretty much the lower elevations will likely be at risk for some big time snowfall this winter, as heavy snowstorms and, of course, cold weather will be possible this winter. So we definitely got to be watching these areas extremely closely. Now, that doesn't mean we'll see several feet of snow. When I looked it up, a snowstorm is pretty much a storm that brings at least 4 inches of snowfall, so we could very well be seeing quite a bit of those across these areas. But we definitely can't rule out a few feet of snow in some areas, especially the northern part of this blue color. So let's go ahead and look a little bit far to the north. Now, this area just means mountain snow, so pretty much, everywhere in this red color can expect, just mountain snow. That just means feet of snow will be possible, including the potential for 100 plus inches in the higher elevations. So you guys in this red color, which does include the Rocky Mountains and Pacific Northwest, you guys ought to be on high alert for some crazy snowfall amounts this winter, as mountain snow, like I said, is going to be likely. And then let's look at this area. I think this area is going to be the worst this winter, which does include the northern plains, parts of the upper Midwest, Great Lakes, northern Ohio Valley into the Mid-Atlantic, and as well as the Northeast. I think this area could really be seeing any type of icy weather. We're not like talking rain, or we're not talking like anything in the way of rain or severe weather, nothing like that. We're talking like ice storms, snowstorms, blizzards. So really just any icy weather that you guys can think of will be at risk in this area, and that's because you guys will always be seeing this cold air surge into you guys' area, especially because you guys are the closest to Canada, so that's the reason why we definitely do expect there to be, the most wintry weather in this area pretty much. So you guys in this, maroon color that you guys see, you guys gotta be paying attention the most this winter, as again, we could be seeing really any icy precipitation this winter, including the potential for some ice storms at times. So you guys definitely gotta be on high alert in this area, like I said. But thank you guys very much for watching. I hope you guys did enjoy my second winter forecast. You guys could probably tell it's a lot different than the first one that I did, which is because, of how I changed my thumbnails, but also because, some of the areas obviously changed too as well, because, the closer you get, the more certain it gets. That's pretty much how it works. So we will definitely be, paying attention to this winter as we do get closer for you guys. I will definitely be doing a couple more winter forecasts before we get to winter, but as of right now, we are going to, continue to keep you guys updated on the weather, and I hope you guys did enjoy this winter forecast. And again, it did cost a lot of money to make, and again, it also did, include a lot of drawing, and it also did take a lot of days to make. So please subscribe to my YouTube channel, which will help me out a lot, because I'm really trying my best to keep you guys updated and even to make you guys happy on the weather that I do. So make sure to subscribe and like down below if you haven't already. And then if you guys want me to do a winter forecast for you guys' location, please leave that down below in the comments, as I will likely answer anything that you guys leave down below. So please leave, something like that down in the comments, and we will definitely continue to keep you guys updated with the weather.